Hello and welcome to the CRO Podcast with your hosts, myself and Will.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the podcast. We're co-founders of the CRO agency and manage the CRO network.
Yeah, so a bit about the podcast. Every week we answer common questions about CRO, have CRO network members on the podcast or show off the latest in CRO advances. And actually, we're kind of going a little bit off
Yeah, we're doing none of
the
that
beaten
this week.
track. Yeah, we're sort of branching out now. So I think we're going to have to update this intro. But this week we're actually diving into an area that we don't often go into, and it is the affiliate market. This is also known as CPA, CPS, or CPC model. We will kind of get into the details about this as we continue. But I think a lot of our listeners will be familiar with lead generation and may not know just too much about the affiliate model. It is exemplified by websites such as Money Supermarket, USwitch, Go Compare, but also like more traditional performance forms like Awin, Amazon Associates, and just like a load of other platforms, really. You even have sort of like brand specific ones that are popular, like Booking.com, Revolut, things like that. So
Those
what
are
we're going to do
huge.
today, is just dive into this, really, kind of get into the weeds, have a bit of a deep dive, and then we've got a bunch of websites that we're going to look at and go through this, so we can really kind of add depth to it.
Yeah, I'm quite
It's
excited for
exciting.
this one, and I
I
have to say,
know, right?
it's cool. It's not. It's a really interesting market, and a big shout out to Sebastian if he's listening, comment the voice,
Yeah.
because he suggested we do a dive into a couple of these websites, and we thought we'd do a larger piece in it just to kind of introduce everyone into the market as much as possible.
Yeah,
So yeah,
definitely. The network is as ever and always is fantastic, and we
yeah.
appreciate everyone. So if you
And
want to get
if you're not a
involved,
member,
reach out.
drop us a DM.
Exactly. DMs
Why
are
listen? Well, you can
open.
get so much more on the network.
Yeah. We could connect on Slack. Yeah, all right. Okay, well let's dive in. Let's without further ado. What even is the affiliate mode and what does CPC, CPS, and CPA mean? Take it away.
Yeah, so the affiliate model has multiple subtypes of models in there, and those are, namely the CPC, CPA, and CPS model. So what do those acronyms mean and stand for, and what the hell are we talking about? So I tried to do a very quick primer on this one. So first off, CPC stands for cost per click. A lot of marketers will be familiar with this idea. Basically, Google, in a way, is the world's largest affiliate provider because everything is cost per click. It's actually a fascinating concept. But yeah, so everything's a cost per click model. CPA means cost per acquisition. So this is often used for the more longer process one. So something like SaaS would have a CPA model where like you drive them to a trial and you get paid on the trial basis. Then you have the final model which kind of dominates the market for pretty good reason. It's a CPS model, which is a cost per sale. So essentially, people get paid out on these three different models. One on like the click that they get sent to this, to this website that wants this traffic. The CPA model where they get paid on the trial, or the other like acquisition, but not quite the sale point. Sometimes it's used interchangeably with CPS, but they are different. And then finally, that CPS model where people get paid on the sale. So why does why are people paying for clicks and CPA? My mic is still working. Yeah,
It is, yeah.
heart-stopping moment. I heard something click and I was like, oh my God, did I turn it off? Oh God. So yeah, those are the key acronyms. And yeah, so what is this model? So the model is people want traffic to their websites to sell certain products. And there's particular industries where these are much, much bigger in, but affiliate model exists for every single industry. I guarantee that. And I will show, we've got great examples of that coming up. People want the traffic to the website. So if someone just wants the traffic, that's a CPC model. If they're like, just send people to our landing page, we will pay you per click. That is what the CPC model is. And it's called affiliate because, again, like you are affiliated with them, but you're not owning the product. So this could be, some random, website that just is promoting this thing because they're getting paid out on that click model. What's so interesting, and then, same line, it could be they want the sales, they want the acquisition. And that really depends on the kind of platform which, or the kind of audience you're talking to, which model makes the most sense. Obviously, brands love the CPS model. If they basically, if like you get them a sale, they'll pay you out for less than that sale is worth to them. So if you can get infinite numbers of people, driving traffic and driving sales on your website, you don't have to do any marketing. You've got a built-in margin. Everybody wins. And there's actually like the way, like behind the scenes, how these models work. There's like scaling bits here. So like the more sales you get, the better your payout. So like the more you commit to like one person, the better. This model, obviously, as hopefully it's pretty clear from talking through this why it's so popular, is because anybody can drive traffic to anywhere. And so some of the people we were talking about earlier, so Awin, Amazon Associates, and again a load of other platforms, their entire existence is to be like, we have all these brands that want traffic to their website, want sales, want whatever the conversion metric that they really care about is. They are willing to pay this amount. Please go find traffic. So if you are someone with a laptop and you have a blog or you have a whatever, and you want to have better than advertising revenue from your website, you start pushing these affiliate links, which then pay for your content and it lets you scale. So again, it's allows, like, we're going to come to this concept again, but publishers better monetize their website visitors, and it helps obviously the brands find a particularly reliable and scalable source of traffic. There are some really, really important notes about this one. Affiliate, and we'll go into this, like why it's so important, but like the top line is, this has massively reshaped the internet. You search for anything, you try to find out like reviews, best this, best that. Every single one of those keywords is dominated by, they're sponsored keywords, it's like, here are the top 5 in the UK. Hear this, and all that. These are the top 5, gaming keyboards, but we're going to show you one of those later because it's actually a great example.
Yeah.
Or,
my goodness, yeah.
Like you try to find
I'm just getting flashbacks of just using the internet now.
Yeah. The internet has been, this is my hot take, the internet has been ruined by the affiliate model, because all of those top 5 ones is who pays the most for that click, which technically,
and the thing is, like, I'm still, like, I know this, like, I logically, I'm cognizant of it, and yet there I am looking at which one's number 1, and I'm buying it because
we're influenced.
Yeah, I just, oh my goodness gracious.
And
reading
it
Nudge is wild.
It really works.
It does. It fully does, because it's like, you get so caught up in sort of what the way that they're communicating that to you, that your gullible little human brain is just like, okay, well, this is obvious. Like, I obviously should be trusting this. Like, they know they want what's best for me.
This is why we're gonna go into this later on about how they convey this trust. So a lot of the really big platforms, it's gonna be a weird term, but anthropomorphize, or basically have like an avatar that represents their brand, and they make that avatar trustworthy. And so if you trust that avatar, you trust their website. Great examples of this: Martin Lewis. He is a real person. He's not an avatar. Nor is he the incarnation of any. Anyway. Sorry, I can't. I need to, like, had too much coffee. But go compare. You got the guy. You got compare the meerkat. You got the meerkat. Or compare the market. Which is the meerkat. God, it's good branding.
It's
again,
so cute. Like, that's one that really stands out to me. Like, I always remember the meerkat.
And they dominate on TV. And it's such a different model, because whereas like every other performance marketer, you say you want to run TV, they will laugh at you. I mean. The good ones will. The bad ones will be like, sure, we don't care about our money. Sorry, for anybody who runs TV out there,
anyone feeling a little bit called out right now,
feel my judgment. I actually stand by it.
As you should.
That and radio, please stop. Anyway. Sorry, but yeah, traditionally again, but because it's such a trust-based industry, it pays so much money to convey that trust through TV. And we'll go into the forms and how they do in the forms, but it's inherently built into this market. So like things like those top best 5, again, we trust rankings, we trust reviews. And if you look at like the top 10 rankings, they all have roughly the same, like they all recommend this one, then number 2 is this one. And that is because the highest payout is the top one, the second highest payout is the second one. And so companies who want to be the best one in the market pay an overinflated rate for position one, and that position one, like, they don't make ROI on that one, particularly on
Yeah.
these top fives. Those run on the CPC model nearly always, cost per click, because it is a market positioning deal there. So like whoever's in that position one wants to be position one. Like that's
Yeah.
what's important. This is a brand play as much as it is a revenue play. As long as it just about breaks even or doesn't lose them loads of money, they want to be there. They can pay for it, great.
Yeah.
Whereas like more like position 2, 3, 4, those guys are there for the 3 and 4 are there for the revenue, and
Yeah.
for like the efficient growth level. So, and that's why those ones run with some CPC, because they're willing to pay for that authority. Whereas ones like ecom pay for cost per
Yeah.
sale, or ones for like SaaS pay for CPA, because it's like, well, no, we want something tangible. We don't just want trash clicks. So
Yeah,
again,
yeah,
very different. Yeah,
100%. Yeah. I mean, that's just a call back to my Hayflow days, getting everyone into that free trial.
literally.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I suppose that sort of like moves into, so what, like, why is it important to
Mm,
understand these models? And I think, like, I'm just gonna jump in here real quick.
mm.
My thoughts. No, but like, as far, it's one of those things that's expected to basically double in like less than 10 years. As you're saying, like, this has revolutionized the internet, and this is basically huge. And off the back of that, you have about 16% of ecom revenue, of brand revenue for certain industries like fashion. By some estimates, it's huge, right? Like, why? Like,
I mean,
what?
it's a hidden, like, people don't think about this kind of marketing, but it actually secretly dominates the internet. Like, it genuinely,
Yeah.
like, everything you see, like, trust me, like, they're not doing it for gratis. They're not like, oh, we actually really think this is the best one. Like, we are impartial reviewers. Like, no, everyone on the
I feel
internet is on
so
the take.
betrayed. Even though, like, I know this, I've known this, for a very long time, but I still just, like, that little part of you, isn't it, that just sort of hopes that this is, some well-intentioned person has
Yeah.
really done this work to provide you with the best thing, and at the end of the day, it's not. It's just business. It's
Yeah,
just, yeah.
the affiliate marketing has ruined the internet, and we are like, if you want to know where the whole like post-truth world came from,
Mm,
2000s, 2010s affiliate marketing. Like,
yeah.
as soon as you can't trust reviews and partial reviews, like everything's up for
Yeah.
grabs. And one thing I mentioned earlier when we are talking about, what's so important is like we talk about publishers. So publishers are like, they got to this game a little late, but this is who really, really wins from these models. And this is also like really, I get it, because it's all tied up in trust. So we'll talk more about that in a minute, and I'll let you talk maybe a little bit more about why is it so important, and maybe I'll jump in with a couple bits. But yeah, it's a very important note behind the affiliate model, is that trust is everything. And so
Mhm.
the more trustworthy a platform, you can, the more likely they are to trust your reviews. And it's yeah, it can be very I think it has honestly quite large and wide social implications, which is something that we don't really talk about on this podcast much either. But yeah, affiliate marketing really did reshape the internet, and it very much reshaped the way people present information on the internet and consume it.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think that, like, from I suppose, sort of marketing adjacent perspective, one of the major drawbacks, though, for all of
Yeah,
this is also that it's dominated by SEO.
yeah, like it's that organic traffic.
Yeah, yeah, which I think is and I think now SEO is also, although, well, yeah, I'm not. I don't want to dive
Yeah,
too
this,
deeply into that, but I mean, even that now with like AI and everything is starting to also completely change, like that
yeah,
entire sort of, I don't envy anyone who works entirely in SEO, because it's just
yeah,
what an absolute,
exact.
behemoth of a topic, and so technical, and there's just so much that's needed to understand that, and then doing this kind of marketing for that organic traffic, like, it's just, yeah,
Yeah,
it's massive.
we're going to have to do a whole different podcast. We've got
Yeah.
an SEO expert in the network who's really keen to talk about AI and SEO and how it's
Yes.
reshaping. Uh,
Oh, I love that.
we will absolutely have Keith, if you're listening, we'll absolutely have you on the podcast, because I really want to hear you could produce some great insights about it. So really,
Yeah.
really keen for this one. And yeah, like SEO, I think it's why it's such I really wanted to talk about the affiliate model, because
Yeah.
yeah, SEO, which has dominated this market for ages, suddenly all these business models start to break down. because you're gonna now we have different search providers basically, and the top 5, top 10. ChatGPT can rank them. I don't need to go to a website to
Yeah.
see the rankings now. So
Yeah, 100%.
it's fundamentally changing these ones. So I suspect and we'll give up. My hot take for the future: CPS model. It will be the only relevant model.
Yeah.
I don't think you'll be able to run these more structured top 5, top 10s within these large language models because they don't trust traditional top 5, top 10 providers. So they instead get these stuff from Reddit, from like more trustworthy sources of like more like people actually recommending things.
Yeah. Yeah.
And as a result, although I'd actually love to.
that they'd use Reddit. I think that's so amazing. I mean, it's terrible and amazing at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't know if you spent time on Reddit, but like, there's a lot of BS on that too.
my account on Reddit, I think it's like 14 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've been on Reddit for a very long time.
Find Courtney on Reddit.
Absolutely no one can ever find me on Reddit. That's not true. I don't really write anything. I just click
Not anymore.
around.
Not after the many scandals.
Not after the incident.
Moving on. Hard cut.
Yeah. Where do you see how old you are? Where do you see how old your account is? Here we go.
Yeah.
Literally 14 years old. I'm a 14-year-old. I'm turning 15 this year. On my Reddit account.
Do you do Reddit birthdays now? Is this like where in our post-truth world we're doing Reddit birthdays?
Yeah, like you get a cake day. You have a cake day. You get a little piece of cake next to your name. It's very cute.
That's actually kind of cute.
Yeah, but I mean, I digress massively. Yeah. But like, to be fair, I use ChatGPT for that, like searching stuff now as well, because I'm like, okay, I need this, that, and the other. Like, and I want to have this effect, and like, what would you recommend is going to be the best for what I need? And then it comes up with like all these different things, like even just like skincare. Whatever. I'm like, okay, well, I've got this, that, I've got perfect skin and I want to keep it that way. Like, what do I use? You know what I mean?
People aren't aware. Courtney is an unaging vampire. So, it's very important that skincare.
I was like, how do you improve on perfection? I don't know. But ChatGPT, please help me,
I do really feel like with the rise of these, large language models, they rely so much on trust and so much on, they have to be accurate and, where, those top 5, top 10s, like they are a purely commercial thing. Whereas for like ChatGPT, they do not care about these payouts. Like no one, ChatGPT is not interested in your £1 per click, admittedly £1 per click payouts. I mean, I might be, that's a good payout for some of these, but yeah, they really don't care. So I'm so curious what will happen to this market. I really do think it might go to copper sale, but like, I think it's be a fan. We should get someone who is more on the cutting edge of the affiliate market, and I'd love to get their thoughts on how that's reshaping that. Because secretly, the whole SEO market and the internet has been shaped by affiliate marketing, and suddenly that's come under fire. And so many of these massive brands, the reason it's been so important is because it is a trust-related industry. So Forbes, for instance, very well trusted, massively well trusted.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got into CPC like 10 years ago. They're getting into lead gen. They're getting into like all these different models. And also, particularly into lead gen more recently, because paid marketing is where it's at, because SEO has come off. Like I know a number of really large, these guys that, big newspapers, where again, the Daily Mail, they've seen their traffic decline. The Independent, they've seen the traffic decline, and it's all because the way we consume internet media has changed. So as a result, these large players that used to dominate these markets massively, it's all shifting.
Yeah.
So I think it's but at the same time, it is massively predicted to grow, as you're mentioning, over about 8% compound annual growth rate, which is crazy. I mean, lead gen is not growing at 8%. Absolutely not.
No.
And like e-commerce is also growing, and it's a big driver behind e-commerce and like the TikTok store. I mean, that's all affiliate marketing. Technically, it's commission paid.
Yeah, and drop shipping, I think, is like really changed like the entire sort of thing. And then also like in Europe, for example. Yeah, 100%. And like in Europe, the VAT, like the rules and regulations,
Mm,
like all of that is getting updated. So basically, like having to do your tax returns, you know, you used to have to do it
mm,
kind of like in each individual country, and then you'd have all of like the, you know, just the faffing about with doing that. But now, sort of with drop shipping, and now you've got all of the updates. Basically, it's just like super easy, and you can just consolidate everything and do it really quick. So it's so much easier for
mm.
people to be able to just have that
You
sort
know,
of like, yeah, TikTok or Instagram. I am such
it's
a
this
victim
single
of
Europe.
Instagram shops.
Yeah, it literally like, that's the thing. Like social, I
Ugh,
generally think the affiliate model is one of the most interesting industries to be in because
yeah,
it's really, you know, it's changing massively. Like, I do remember the time when Awen, who just does much more traditional CPA models or some CPC models, be like, these are the brands that want people to drive traffic, go drive them traffic. They get a man to take all that, you know, whatever. They were
yeah,
massive. Now it's like Amazon. Amazon's the biggest one by far. And then like
yeah,
you look at this TikTok shop stuff. Like, I mean, come on, like that's bound to be one of the largest ones before we know it. Like, I mean, that must be
yeah,
crazy. I assume it's, yeah. So fascinating industry going under massive change right now. With, you know, if anybody can crack the new model, you're gonna make, you know, I mean, you're
yeah.
gonna absolutely
You're
coin it.
gonna be
So
sitting pretty.
please let us know if you crack it. We'd love to have you on the podcast.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, if you're the one affiliate provider right now who's bucking the trend and seeing incredible growth, we'd love to know more. And
Definitely.
we will tell everyone, just so you are aware.
Yeah.
We will tell everyone. Like, that's the point of this. Yeah. I will
Yeah.
quickly talk about how CRO is related to this and how it's very different.
Yeah,
We've alluded
definitely.
to it a couple of times, but then we are 20 minutes in. We want to dive into these big old websites and we'll
Yeah.
really show you some traditional examples and kind of work through the classic market, which is kind of the you know, we're not looking at ChatGPT and, you know, these other, aggregated, I mean, LLMs for now.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do another podcast on it. So,
Yeah.
zero big differences. Yeah. So, emphasis on trust. Again,
Mhm.
building an avatar or someone to like channel the trust through and be like, they trust this, ergo they trust you. Incredibly popular tactic. You'll see on all of
Yeah.
them as well. It's all reviews based. You know, these are impartial reviews. They're like, oh, we don't take any commission. They don't technically. Again, there's like ways and ways around this. It's fascinating.
Yeah. It's all, yeah,
Emphasis on
it's based on
smart.
technicalities.
Yeah. They're like, oh, we may
Yep.
or may not get commission. We don't know. I was like,
Yeah.
they are. If you see a top 10 list somewhere and that's not getting monetized, there's someone crying in the corner.
Yeah.
Emphasis on smart as well. So,
Mhm.
like, you know, as part of like, you know, they want you to believe that their ranking is true. So, like, they have lots of filters. Like, oh, no, they're best for this, best for that, you know, whatever. They've all, you know, so
Yeah.
it's very smart. And also everything is delivered often immediately, not behind a quote. So like this, you know, lead gen works where you do need a quote because you know, there was how much do solar panels cost? I'll be honest, it really does depend. How much
Yeah.
does an
Yeah,
hearing aid
100%.
cost? It really does depend. So
Yeah.
you need a, you know, consultation. Whereas for
Yeah.
these ones, a lot of these industries, like, you know, broadband, changing your mobile phone or, you
I
know,
just hate going through this whole
yeah,
process, but yeah.
they're all
Yeah, yeah.
delivering the same service. So instead, like, you don't need a consultation, you just need to
No.
choose.
Yeah.
But yeah, they also have a lot of standard commonalities though. So we will go into those. And you'll see it's actually great. They are so on this. I was looking through these websites and some of the best examples of just like Zero done well. I just love it. I'm actually
Yeah.
so impressed with some of these. And they all have different leans and different slants. So
Oh, I
I
love
do love,
this.
yeah, you're
Yeah.
gonna love this. So I'm gonna share this. So Courtney hasn't seen all the websites I've been listing. So I'm very curious to hear her hot takes.
Well, yeah, hot takes. Well, let's dive in, and then we can kind of go into sort of like, and how Sierra does sort of like differ here and just have examples. I'd love
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
I'm excited to see them.
It's gonna be a bit, we're gonna try to keep this lean, so we're gonna try to do a couple minutes. We're gonna do the first two really quite quickly, and these are like more like really traditional. Then we're gonna go into the big comparison websites, which I think are the most interesting because
Yeah.
fascinating, really fascinating. Okay. Oh, Penny, I'm not capable enough to share a screen. So um first one we're gonna start off with is Tom's Hardware. So you will be familiar with this. If you're, it's really big in America, so I thought I'd show. It's one of the world's largest, basically comparison websites. But they just review stuff and they say what's
Mhm.
good. it is purely driven by the affiliate model. So not
Yeah.
to like badmouth Tom's Hardware, but this is what happens. So here it is. Well, this is less about the CRO point of view here because instead it's such a different model. But
Mm-hmm.
we'll go into mobile just so everyone can see. And I'm just going to reload this. Okay. They've tested this. They've got this jump to part so you can go into it to begin with. And then everyone is a different best one, as we were talking about, like,
Yeah.
they've also got ads because they've got a double serve because, they have, money to make. And yeah, but everyone is a different kind of best thing, as you'll see. None of, these are all the best. Best overall
Yeah.
one is this one. You click on that link, and I assume it's probably a payout on the link itself, but it may go to a sale. Yeah. And all they do, reasons to buy, reasons to avoid. We don't see any social proof here, really, but instead, like, you're trusting the brand, you're trusting the author. Again, they're publishers. Tom's Hardware is now a publisher, more than anything. And it just keeps going through, and it gets really technical. And like, you trust it because it really goes into it. It really goes into it. It's very, seemingly very, they really know their stuff. And like, that's a big part of the point. They've got the star ratings as well. I'll show you a more like, the next one I'll show is like, you'll recognize, you'll be like, oh, okay, like this is much more CRO. So this is like a good example of like kind of publishers and where they've taken it nowadays. And then, they've got the today's best deal. So they're on your side kind of deal. Yeah,
Gosh,
very
the amount
interesting.
of times I've looked at a site like this.
Yeah. I mean, we've all tried to buy a computer and been like, why are they all recommended?
You just don't know. You can't. You're like, I don't. They're all the best. Like, I don't.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, literally. Oh, and these Amazon links as well. Those are CPC links, or maybe CPS potentially. But yeah, generally, publishers prefer CPC models because they get paid regardless. CPS. In fact, one thing we'll see, I'll go into the next one, because I think, hopefully people, just so people are unaware, like this is just like almost like a public service announcement. All of this, false. This is fake news.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
It's not entirely fake news, but like it's like 80% fake news.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Next one. So this one's share this tab. This comes from a so I used to run telephone systems US way back in the day, or UK, or whatever, it doesn't really matter. VoIP is the big provider. So this is the CPA or maybe CPC model version of this. I don't know what this is probably a CPC thing. So you recognize this immediately. Well, like we've got star ratings 9.9, visits site, get free quote, get them on most recommended. So this is a very like,
Click
it's
here.
really got our top choice. You can see kind of the trust side. It's top 5 VoIP as well. It's last updated, so it's really recent. Got all these kind of subtle trust signals going on. And again, it's very comparison and review based. It tries to inform the users as well. What matters, why. So like you believe their rankings. And seemingly they only have 2. It's not even top 5, is it? They only have 2 people still doing this because very few people do this model. But I feel like it's been going downhill because I imagine this is actually only worth it for these guys. But one issue that you see a lot on these websites. So if we click on Vonage, for instance, so I suspect that this is a CPS model. I'm not sure, but sorry, CPA, so like to a trial. So if we do this, visit site, share this tab instead. So,
oof.
Yeah. Now, if like one thing back when I used to run this, we used to offer to build landing pages for these brands because they were so bad. Because we'd get paid more, but basically we were selling our CRO secrets just for a slightly better payout because more people would complete these forms. Because like, look at this, like you're joking. Like what are we doing? I mean, admittedly, it's not terrible, like, but just round them to a form, buddy. Like don't do this. Get your come on, you're better than this Vonage. Like you really are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, what are you doing?
It's just like making it all, again, that there was a better way of doing this.
Yeah, for sure.
Get started. Should we see what happens? Oh, actually, crap, that's my road information. No. Oh, I'm going to be hounded. Oh,
that's
I'm
how
going
they
to be
get
hounded.
you. That's how they get you.
They've also got this this click to call as well here, which is a big part of affiliate marketing too. People are curious.
There you go. Thanks for contacting us.
Yeah,
We'll get back to you
thanks.
as soon as we can. In the
About what? Doing
meantime,
what? What are the next steps? This is just all
yeah,
quite bad, Vonage. Like, really?
I
Like,
don't. I mean, I'm not. Yeah, famously, the thank you page. I have gripes. I have opinions. Like, I really hate when I see
mm,
thanks for like giving us your details or something like
yeah.
that. Like, thanks,
And I
thanks
mean,
for
like,
contacting us. Also, just makes me feel like it kind of feels. What's the word I'm looking for?
transactional or like, oh, thanks. Like, I
Like,
go for.
yeah, no, I can't. I can't think of like Hochmäßig is it potentially in German. Kind of like it's almost like they're talking down to you. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, thanks for contacting us, you pleb. Like,
It's
it
like,
just
oh,
doesn't have like a
yeah.
nice feel.
It makes me think of like those like, oh, you've put in a support ticket, oh yeah, we'll get right on that. So I know they won't. Although
Yeah.
I don't know, let's test the sales process. Like technically I should be getting a phone call right now. Like I'll be
Well,
honest, I
today's a
should be
bank
getting a phone
holiday.
call. Oh, I mean, come on. No offense, that call center is not based in the UK. I know where the
Yeah,
call
well,
center is
that's
based in.
true.
It's currently based in Indonesia for Vonage.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, fascinating. Okay. I think, but yeah, hopefully people can understand. These are like very, very traditional. This is a very, very traditional model, like this kind of thing. And
Yeah.
they buy PPC clicks and basically then they resell them. If that's all you're doing, you're just like an arbitrage. Like you buy CPC clicks from Google for people with these really expensive keywords, and you sell them onto Vonage because Vonage wants to be the one that has the best one. Also, Ring
Yep.
Central. Um,
Yep.
cool. So now we're going to dive into the meat of it. I am going to, we're at half an hour, so we're going to try to keep this lean. I'm going to like just do the sharing. I'm so curious on your thoughts on this. We're going to start off at the core website and we'll do desktop for now because a lot
Yeah.
of these ones are more desktop orientated just because there's so many features, but we'll flip between them. Okay. We're going to start off with, which one? I think we're going to start off with Money Supermarket, which is run by
Okay.
Martin Lewis. So he is the personification of trust in their case. So let's do this. Are you ready?
I'm so ready. Born ready.
Born ready to commentate on CRO. It is. We lead such
I
fascinating
found my
lives.
calling. Saving you serious money.
What do we think?
What? I mean, yeah, for something that's should be, well, is like trust is everything.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that FIFO, I don't think that I don't, I'm not a huge fan of how they're
Oh.
doing this a little bit. I think it
Mm-hmm.
could be a little bit more clear around the point of action that get a quote. Like in that space, there's no real like
Mm-hmm.
trust element. Being super Santa
Yeah,
Club, but
that's actually a fair
that's not
point. Like you
trusting.
could, like 95% of our users are happy with our quotes or something.
Yeah,
You can
just
have
like a little
something there.
something there. I think
Yeah.
is kind of like for something that's is very important, especially like on a trust perspective. I would just want to have something around the actual point of action.
I do like it has like the Super Savers Club next. Again, it's emphasizing that we're saving you. This is all about saving you money. Like they're like
Yeah,
the whole positioning is about we're on your side. Unlike the rest of the
yeah,
internet, we're on your side. They're not on your side.
yeah,
It's unlikely. um,
yeah.
they're not on your side. I'm sorry. Actually,
Yeah.
actually, Martin. The whole point is to look at this one. Oh crap! Sorry, this is the wrong one. This is meant to be. This is not Martin. So it's meant to be. This is actually a different one. Should be money saving expert. God, let me get that one up. Why did I do this? Money saving expert. Oh, Jesus Christ. Sorry, this is the Martin Lewis one. Oh, I'm so sorry. I do like this one. I wanted to show it for a secondary reason because they do have price promise, what UK's most recommended comparison, FIFO. So this is
Yeah.
like a very traditional one.
Yeah.
As well. So like it's very like it's showing you all the CRO things in your first screen, and then it really
Sort of. Well,
emphasizes.
kind of, sort of. If you scroll right up to the top,
Mhm.
like, oh, I don't know if it's just the way that it's being shown, but it's not like fully above the fold. It is cut
Yeah,
off like a little bit.
it's quite a small laptop, to be fair. I think most people would see it. So, and also, I'm so sorry for the fake news. Yeah, this is not Martin Lewis's website. I'm so sorry. They're so similar. Again, they trade on this. That they're all so similar. Like that's kind of the point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, mobile is also interesting. Yeah, actually, on mobile,
It's
they have
not as
push
good.
those below the fold. That's actually a
Yeah.
bit of an issue. You would want that
Yeah.
those above the fold.
I
Yeah.
feel like you could, so these situations that are like that are moving across the screen.
hmm
I feel like maybe it could be like a mild restructure with social proof and that.
Yeah, it could be cool. Yeah. I will say this is the core homepage. So this is like
Yeah.
this is organic traffic here. So
Yeah.
like you need to lay it on less thick here, so to
Yeah,
speak.
that's
This is
true.
not a page journey, which is I think a
Yeah.
fair point to mention for these ones. Um
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
I will
true.
move sorry, I will actually move up
Yeah.
back to money saving expert because this is actually very, very different. And yeah. So this is Martin Lewis's one. So he's the
There
money
we
saving
go.
expert. I can't believe this.
Yeah.
So obviously, and so we talked about earlier, it's like a publishers thing. It's all about trust. So this is very much
Mm.
like it's publishers. Like, these are all kind of advertorials, but this is all presented as news. And Martin Lewis is like a big, he's the editor in chief. It is
Yeah.
a website to save you money. So they are a publisher, but yeah, at the same time, like they're financed off actually, I assume they are. I don't know the business model. Maybe they're different. They have a very different structure to their pages.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is so different. But then as soon as we go into like what is it? Household, yeah, broadband TV. Let's have a look at this. So oh wait, hang on.
Ideals in your area.
Yeah, should we dive into should we see that? I don't
Yeah.
like this, by the way. That
No, that's
Martin,
terrible.
that's too large.
Yeah.
You
Far too
need to
aggressive.
should we see what actually okay. Compare deals in your area. Okay,
Okay.
now we're into it. First thoughts and feelings, emotions.
It did a new tab open up.
It did.
There we go. Wow, okay. Oof. How do I feel about this? If do you want to include these in your results? That's interesting. Enter postcode. It's a bit like just overwhelming, though, isn't it?
It's a lot of information. I think it's
I didn't
definitely you'll
know
see it.
where to look. I
The,
just
the,
this is too much. Like there's no hierarchy that I just went through everything.
mm,
Because there's just so much to look at, and my eye was actually immediately drawn to the 1, 2, 3, 4
yeah,
because I
which
thought that's sort of
I actually
interesting.
do not hate this. Like, I actually think this is actually like a good way of showing like we're on your side. Again, it's like, how do you realize the value? They've made it really clear,
Yeah,
not just like from our side, but how do you personally, like, so what happens is you take 10 days, it's a one touch switch, all deals are for new customers. So if you want to stay, haggle, and some deals are, yada, yada, and they flag, they do. So like they actually, I think that's really interesting.
yeah,
And I definitely, so Martin, like this one is very, very different from the other websites that we'll see. In fact, very obviously, first thing you can sort from compared to the Money Supermarket was like completely different first landing pages, completely
yeah,
different positioning, same
yeah,
model, different positionings.
yeah.
And so you go through, like you'll notice that, and we're going to do this. Check availability. Yes, why not? That's where I live. People don't dox me. It is publicly available information, so it's fine. But let's start looking at this because why is this so I'm just going to reload this actually and just do it on. So first off, they're really emphasizing on local.
Yeah,
I'm not sure how true their claim is regarding this. Instead, it feels more real. Definitely, top deals for your location exactly. And it's done an equivalent monthly cost, which is really interesting because it kind of tries to bake in the extras. But it's so much information. Like this is something which I think I really want your opinion on because it's very copy heavy. Like
it's
it's very,
like
very
far
copy
too
heavy.
copy heavy. It's far, and I do see that there's, I mean, they're doing all the things. There's bullet points. There's like different colored boxes. There's bolding. Like they're doing sort of all the things. But the way in which it's done, it is so overwhelming. that I don't even know where to look. And get deal with a little asterisk. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
that's
not
interesting. I
great.
don't like
I'm going to
that
be honest.
asterisks, but they're clearly trying to be as transparent as humanly possible because they're like even saying like there's price rises baked in, and we'll see later ones. They, at least I haven't checked
Yeah.
these ones in ages, but I don't think they've mentioned the price rises, and it subtracts from the £60 voucher from Broadband Genie as well. Not part of the Ofcom thingy. It makes it vary, and also like broadband uses 5G mobile rather than wired, so down space may vary. So like
Mm,
it's really, really, really trying to show like this information to you.
yeah.
Like it's
Which
really
again, I mean, that kind of level of transparency is obviously going to
well,
increase trust because people feel, well, I mean,
it's what we saw at Solar Sherpa, right?
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that really, really, if you want people to trust you, just write loads on the webpage, and maybe they'll
Yeah.
read it all, and maybe they'll engage with it. I'm not sure how much
Yeah.
they will, but like it seems to be the dominant narrative here.
Mm. It just,
Um,
it
should
just,
we continue?
is there not a better way?
I mean, it's interesting.
Yeah. It just feels so
Oh,
overwhelming.
I know it's quite hard, but I mean, I guess you need this information. But I mean, agreed. Like I think there, well, as we'll see, I do. This is not optimized for conversion. I think I
No.
would actually. So first, answer one of Sebastian's questions regarding like why they're so different, and you're like, this is not optimized for conversion. This is
No.
optimized, in my point of view, purely for trust. Like
Yeah.
it's about the brand. It's about the. This is actually, I think, a really, and Martin Lewis by was absolutely massive in the UK. Like, if you're not, he's probably
Yeah.
the single most influential. Like, there was a most influential, celebrity. Like he's genuinely at the top 10 in the UK. I mean, the rest is entertainment did like these polls to find out who were like the most noticeable and trusted figures. He is one of the most trusted figures in the UK, and
Yeah.
again, he still manages to do this with the affiliate model, which is notoriously destroys trust. And you
Yeah.
see, it's so different from the way they do it. It's a trust optimized thing. It's all about his personal
Yeah.
brand. So like we trust him, ergo we trust this, which I
Yeah.
find fascinating. I mean, also you can see like how, it's the level of detail that you'll
Well,
just not see
I
elsewhere.
suppose kind of like having that lack of designing for conversion,
Mm.
what you're designing for, like that makes it feel like less salesy. Like it
Mm.
all works together, because like when you have a company that kind of is do it like designing for conversion,
Hmm.
I think if you become cognizant of that, if you recognize it sort of in a way of like, okay, this is they obviously just want to sell me something, you become a little bit wary, and that's sort of where you get a little bit of friction. But here it's sort of like the more friction you have increases the trust, which then in theory would also increase engagement. And I think
Yeah.
though at the end of the day, like people are so like I
Hmm.
can only speak for myself,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I would say I'm a very just standard human being. I'm looking at the price, the speed, the contract length, and I'm doing it. I'm not reading anything else because it's too much and
I.
it's cognitive overload. And
Mm.
I'm just, you know what I mean? Like I'm just not doing it. So that works quite well if you look at it like that.
Yeah. That's the thing. I think a lot of it is just window dressing. It's like, oh, they've
Yeah.
written so much about it, they must know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Like it
100%.
feels so specific, and it's for my local area. So admittedly for broadband, you actually do need ones and there are big old API driven things because broadband really does differ. And like
Yeah.
particularly availability of broadband versus wired connection versus like
Oh my
your
goodness, getting
5G
internet
connections.
here
So like
it was an uphill battle, I'm
yeah,
telling you.
and yeah. So this is I found so genuinely fascinating. But also once you click this get deal, you go to entirely. Sorry, share this tab instead. You go to their website. So it is a click out model. I don't know
Yeah.
whether it's, let me see, affiliate ID. You can't see the URL, but it's got affiliate ID. So actually, I assume this is a CPS model because it's tracking
Yeah.
the CP. Yeah. So I think, once I enter my postcode and do this stuff, it all go, yeah, okay.
It's a bit of a
Um,
shame that that sort of information isn't pushed through when you come somewhere where that's already in there. Um,
what do you, oh, yeah. You could probably do,
like
I
just
mean,
your area postcode, like
yeah, a bit more, improve the link between the two and you'll get a better
yeah,
conversion rate. That much is
100%. Because
definitely
like
true.
having to
Yeah.
start from scratch after already going through this well, why, like, what are you
Mm,
doing? Like, just, it's not that difficult, to be fair. Just pull that in dynamically, and then you already have that postcode, and you already can just go from the next step.
mm. Yeah.
Um, but
Are we ready to see a more optimized one? Because I do think this one is a bit of an outlier because it is a publisher per se. So maybe we should be looking at things like Forbes or in the Independent because
yeah,
they all do these things now.
yeah,
And it
definitely.
does. But we'll keep it focused. Next one we're going to look at is USwitch. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm so ready. Let's do it. Ooh,
Ooh, this is that core homepage. So
this
remember,
is
very different.
yeah. I mean, I like the simplicity of it.
Yeah,
And I like the fact that the trust elements are like very much above the fold, I think, but they're not too aggressively big, sort of just being
yeah,
centered like that,
yeah,
I think that works well. And obviously like the color scheme is, it's very it's
yeah. It's
very
very on brand. They've got a good, clear brand, don't
very
they?
tight guys, part of the tight guys.
Yeah. um.
Mm.
Oh, actually, I love this. It's optimized for iPhone SE back in the day. Oh, I love to see it.
Aw,
You don't
that's
see it
my
so much nowadays.
phone.
But yeah.
We
So yeah,
put you
even on mobile,
first.
it's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's look at broadband. We're comparing the user journeys. Oh yeah. So
Wow. I like that color.
yeah, it stands out. It's interesting.
It does,
Very,
yeah.
very similar boxes that we got going on here. A lot
Yeah.
less information, but very similar. They care about your postcode, which to be fair is actually a thing. Like that's an actual
Yeah.
thing that does exist. Can't provide. Oh, don't do
Oh,
that.
I don't like
Email.
this.
Yes. Fine. I don't know if I like this. I don't know. Maybe an EE. I don't care. My broadband results, but it's a real emphasis on
Oh,
smart,
wow, look
right?
at that result that you get there on the right-hand side as well, though.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, and it's like this. I mean, it is clearly sponsored.
yeah.
How about you get a bigger reward card? So not, it's such a different one. And we're gonna look at this
Yeah.
on mobile as well in a moment, but and up to this and catch when yeah. Then
Well,
you get
what I like about this is the
as
get deal. There's no asterisks.
yeah. Well, again, look at this.
I hate an asterisk. I'm really against, like, I understand obviously that it's like, you do need to have them in some cases, but like if you can think of different wording so that you
Mm,
can get out of having that asterisk, or if you just use the numbers, do it, because
yeah,
I feel like it just undermines trust
yeah.
like
No,
immediately.
agreed. Interesting that they're using Trustpilot again. Like that's clearly their dominant one, whereas Martin Lewis was using that the regulator reviews,
Mm,
um, which is I found very interesting. Again, and as you were saying earlier, like what do you care about? You care about speed, price, and that's it, and contract
yeah,
length. And that's
that's
all that
it.
this is also sponsored again, but very small,
Yeah.
and it keeps going through. So we're gonna obviously you can filter and make it smart, very important. You switch rated again with the training of the brand and the trust. But let's look at
Uh-huh.
this on mobile really quickly. How does this differ? And I'm just gonna and it's loading. Go smart. Probably unnecessary
Mm,
loading there. And
mm,
yeah, so again, I'm actually gonna flick back to Money Supermarket so you guys can see the difference.
mhm.
So this is what happens when you go to you done it on mobile.
It's
You got
so
text upon text upon
different,
text
isn't
upon
it?
text. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
And that sort of looks really outdated. Like,
yeah,
it
it's
looks
so
super
yeah,
2010s.
yeah. Well, I mean,
Um,
it's almost certainly done intentionally that way. It's
yeah,
harkening back to a time when you could trust the internet, which you
yeah,
couldn't even back then. But yeah,
yeah. Well, yeah, trust on internet.
should we see what happens?
I wonder if like adding the date, because on those dates the deal ends or whatever it said.
Hmm.
Like
Oh,
20,
well, oh,
I
sorry. Apologies. Should I
in
go
the
back?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Then we can see what
Hmm.
I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Ends
Deal ends.
11:59 p.m. Thursday. I wonder if like just adding 2026 would
Yeah, maybe.
like I'd be curious to know if that makes a difference or not.
Mm,
Um, that's a little test I'd like to do. It's only a small
yeah.
one, but I don't know. Just feels
I find these alert ones really interesting. Actually, like I actually really like
yeah.
this alert. I think again, it's just such a completely
It
different take on CRO
yeah.
here.
It's because
We
it's so blatantly seems that it's trying not to sell you something that
like
you
they're doing
are.
all
It
the wrong
almost
things. But at the
yeah,
same
and
time,
it
they've got
almost feels like
deals, they've got plus net
yeah,
rewards. They're having better, having a cake and eating it.
yeah.
Um, I mean, one minor reference is I don't know if anybody follows that convert.com LinkedIn, but they've kind of got an ethical CRO consultant who's taken over the channel and is talking more about putting the customer first opposed to putting manipulation first. So like people can view CRO as quite manipulative because we do try to
Yeah.
use human psychology against ourselves. Whereas this would be a great example. Like I suspect the consultant there would love money saving expert, whereas something like this, you know,
Hmm.
this is very, very, very different. Like this is this is not, they're constantly sponsored. There's cashback. There's all these other, like this is
We
not the
don't
same
see your screen
transparency.
anymore.
Oh, I'd like to think I am such. Oh my god, we're almost at 50 minutes. We're gonna have to
Yeah.
call this.
We're going to have to,
But we could talk about this for hours.
yeah,
We just
fully.
like, we're gonna look at one final one really, really quickly. But again, I think I do think that this is a very different school. You've got the school of trust versus school of conversion, and like trying to convey trust, but also not too much. It's not like not the threat of conversion rate.
Yeah.
So very, very interesting. Very, very different business models. Cool. Okay. Final one. We're doing this. Go compare. We've got our
I do
avatar.
love it. I'm going to be honest with you. Like, I love it in a sense of like, it's just so,
Yeah, it's just
it's
so
just
their own thing,
so,
isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
get
so
that's the
cute.
brand is really important. Oh, I don't like. Oh,
I
that's
don't
ruined
like
it for
that.
me. And you do have to have the most popular ones at the beginning. Like that's horrendous, guys. That's actually really quite embarrassing. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, how it works. I like that it has a how it works and stuff, although that's way too text heavy. I mean,
Yeah.
we're looking
Yeah.
at this on mobile
100%.
because that's a no to me. Um, yeah, okay. Oh God, I need to redo this on mobile. Okay.
Oh, that's so annoying.
Oh, BT, why not? No, BT. Oh, featured offers. I actually, I like the branding.
I
This is
love
too
the
much.
branding.
But
Yeah.
that's too much text there. Like I can't read all of that before I get to this. Um, I like it has price rises. That's cool. But these are
Mm.
clearly sponsored. So yeah. And then you get to
Yeah.
the
Actually,
extra
yeah. If you
ones.
go back up and read that text,
What is it?
the broadband offers you see here are promoted by providers keen to highlight their best deals. But we won't just show you any offer. We select deals from trusted, well-known brands and only feature those we believe offer great value to you.
I
Oh,
love it how they try to justify this because like basically
yeah.
Vodafone pays the most and they're a big brand
Yeah.
because they can't pay the most.
Yeah.
So that's what they're saying. like, it's not they're not being that they're in the business of making money here.
Yeah.
I think the price rise transparency is good. I like the
Yeah.
ends in that from zero point of view. This stuff is good. It's a good box. More
Mm-hmm.
info as well. I'd like to you can see a bit more, which is interesting,
Yeah.
and it's how to claim again that they're doing the right. It Go compare feels like it's straddling between money, the really really clean and the
Mm.
really really overwhelming.
Yeah.
Again, it's this whole zero of, and it featured features. So again, they're trading on the
Yeah.
trust of the brand that they've built by spending tens of millions of pounds on
Yeah.
fun, catchy tunes and a big guy to sing "Go Compare." But it is fascinating how brands like this can operate so differently to like that top 10 we saw earlier
Yeah.
from
Oh my goodness, yeah.
the
100%.
Tom's Hardware thing. Tom's Hardware
Yeah.
absolutely has broadband deal. In fact, God, no, we're running out of time here. We can't
Yeah.
look at the entire market. I do want. Oh, they've got a chat here.
Wow,
That's
look at
interesting.
that.
And up to £200 in switching credit. Very, very interesting. I do have a question to ask though. Out of all of these, which one is your favorite and why? Gonna stop sharing in case I'm influencing.
I think I'm gonna have to. I don't like myself at this for this
I
moment.
know which one you're going for.
I don't like what I'm about to say. Don't like who I am as a person. Um, I'm full of anguish, but I'm gonna have to say the Matthew Lewis.
Martin. But
Sorry,
yeah.
yeah, Martin Lewis.
It's okay. I was showing an entirely wrong website for him earlier. I was like, this is his one. And I was looking at it, I'm pretty sure this is
I know
not
it's
his.
like an M name, but what's a boy's name?
There's so many
Martin Lewis.
money supermarkets. You don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's my favorite because it's so fascinating, because it really works against all of the traditional kind of like sales, all of the traditional CRO, and does that. I think that I'd love to do tests based around kind of going into that direction of things, of sort of going against what feels natural and just being counterintuitive with things.
Ethical CRO.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's
I
definitely
do think,
something that's worth diving into, like quite sincerely.
I really
Yeah.
no, I really agree. I think it's by far the most interesting one. I think because we work so often, and like less is more. Don't do cognitive overload. Have simple trust signals. Don't have competing things that say competing things, because like they're like, this is good, but this is also bad. You have like visual hierarchy, and like so many things that we consider and think about and look at that, and it tries to do them, but clearly, within this massive constraints of like, we want, well, apparently what's best for the consumer. And I agree. It's completely different model. Very interesting. And like a trust economy, I think, that's good reason, they built this brand behind it. And he's on TV, presenting himself as this expert and like trying to save people money. And it like, that he successfully does.
Well, I mean,
like,
that's
true.
and that works really into it. You couldn't just be any sort of like, you couldn't just be any person off the street just starting something like that, because that would then work against you, because having all of that thing, you're like, what do you like? What are you even doing? You know?
This is 20 years of building a brand.
Yeah.
And this is how like
why I
brands
think
operate
that works
differently. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas
yeah,
like
100%.
Go Compare had to have a singing guy for like 10 years,
Yeah.
Which again makes sense, worked, but it's like they built that. They built these things. Yeah. So again, it's why it's why like if you're just like a lead gen, you don't have the luxury of you don't have that luxury.
You don't have that kind of, you're not a heavyweight. You don't have that kind of trust. So you need to be able to build a page and a user journey that is going to like reinforce that kind of trust. That people should convert. But I think that's interesting, and I think I love it. I think, oh my god, I could talk about this forever. We're always at like an hour.
This has been by far our longest ever podcast. If you got here, comment the void.
Yes,
I don't know.
Please do.
We can't keep throwing out ideas. So like, okay, if you do this, we'll build a funnel for you for free, which we charge quite a lot of money for usually. So honestly,
well, we charge a legitimate amount of money.
Very reasonable amount of money. So.
We're very reasonable.
Well priced fun.
I love it.
Outing ourselves. Well, no one's watching this part, so we can out ourselves. I've been on Reddit for 30 years. I'm only 31, so I don't know. Okay.
All right.
Time to close the podcast.
Yeah, well, it's been amazing. And we'll see you next week.
See you next week. Thank you for listening to this marathon episode.
Yeah. Bye-bye.